Welcome, everyone, to Crimes of Our Times Live. Thank you for joining us. My name is John Borowski, and I'm hosting from here in my studios of Waterfront Productions in the great city of Chicago. And today we have as our guest BEKA. Now, BEKA has been a working acquaintance of mine and a great friend for a long, long time. We go way back to early 2000s, I believe, late 90s. In our working relationship, and we've been great friends ever since. And I want BEKA to be in almost every production if I could get her in there. And she's a great scream queen. I'm throwing that out there for indie filmmakers. If you need an actress or more, you're going to hear over this hour BEKA's many, many talents. She's not just categorized as an actor or actress. She has multifaceted, talented individual, great human being, and it's a pleasure to be her friend and to have her on this show. Welcome, BEKA.
Thank you, John. It's so great to see you in person. Sort of.
It's been a while. Yeah, we haven't seen each other probably since, I don't remember when, before March.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, it's been a long time. You look great as always, and how have you been keeping yourself busy? Art, you creating art? What have you been doing nowadays?
Well, not doing a lot of scenic photography. Flowers, since I'm not doing people right now, and busy doing that. And then I started doing some art projects. Since it was, sorry, you just heard one fall over.
We had some, just to let you guys know, we had a couple technical difficulties, whether it's internet or filmmaking, we roll with the punches, and BEKA is amazing at that. We've had incidents where we've shot together. It's like, okay, let's just do this, whether we're filming out in the street on Western Avenue or in the alley in a garbage can where you're pulling a painting out. That's why I love BEKA, because she's a tried and true talent that we'll give you what you want, as a filmmaker or, creator.
Yeah, this fell over, but it's something I created.
It's beautiful.
Frames and things. So
wait, but tell us what that is. Is actual plants? What is that? Dried plants, or is that a painting?
They're actually fake. I repurposed. In this frame was a John Wayne, and I just thought,
not John Wayne Gacy, but John Wayne.
And then just did some flowers. So rather than always my photography, so I've started a new line called Iconic Chameleon, kind of like me. So
that is you,
right?
That describes you to a T. But that's awesome too. And when you said John Wayne, of course, I was like, wait, John Wayne Gacy's portrait.
Right into that. Perfect.
But that's awesome. You're right. Again, you kind of roll with the punches. And during this, pandemic, it's, very difficult. I know we wanted to get together recently, and, I'm starting to slowly come out of my shell, and hopefully we could have one of those meetings, because I've been doing a little filming for the Gacy project, but again, safety and distance and all that, but it's tough. We're cautious and afraid at the same time, but we still have this urge to create. And, so how are you dealing with that? That's a great thing, frame you made. I'm sure there are many other.
Well, I did bring a couple more samples just for show and tell.
Yes.
So I'm trying to get, since I do a lot of photography, and I've been doing a lot of Throwback Thursdays regarding work from way back when I started shooting people. So I enjoy
shooting like this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is a little mixed.
No, I know that. Hey, I say shooting too.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's just a
hold up a little higher.
Hold it up higher.
Just a little higher. Oh yeah, right there.
That?
Nice.
There you go.
Wow.
And, so it's just some fake flowers, mixed media, and a very just simple frame. So it's not
That's awesome.
anything ostentatious here.
Right, but that would look nice in a kitchen, bathroom. I would love, it's art that people could purchase and hang on their wall.
Right, and this was the first piece. Wow. So that's it was originally a photo that was a 4-flower photo, and I just zoomed in to get this blow up. So the bee just happened to have been cooperating in the You know, you can see all his little
Yeah, great
hairs
detail.
and, yeah, so all the little bees and color around it. So it's another little art piece.
Very cute, right? I mean, you know, we got to keep ourselves busy under this, you know.
Well, when you can't create, sorry about that. We had a little technical difficulty, fell over.
Okay.
When you can't create, it's really hard to come up with things to do. I mean, acting is, I think, just now starting to open up. I just got a phone call for a gig. I don't know when they're going to film it. I know my roommate just did a regional commercial in Wisconsin. So I think it's going to open up very, very slowly.
Yeah.
But when you're not doing anything, you know, no people, no interaction, this is all you have is nature and or doing a lot of inward work, which I think everybody does during this time.
Yeah, you know, I've been seeing a lot of that, you know, on Facebook, and, you know, I've had anxiety issues and finally got those under control. But, you know, it's scary because you don't know what to do, you know, what is safe, what can you do, and you know, because we're all worried about that. So, you know, but you're doing it.
Right.
You're creating
Right.
and looking for work and still working. Okay. And I think we lost BEKA. Well, we'll wait to get BEKA back. We were having extreme technical difficulties, but she's back. Oh, John's here. Her roommate's here. Hi, John.
I'm on my phone.
Yeah. This is, you know, anything goes. If anyone is watching and you want to join, just grab this spot. And, you know, you could always hide your video if you don't want, or, you know, if you just want to jump on with audio, where we have 3 spots available. If you know BEKA, if you want to talk about her, I'm sure a lot of her friends are watching now, possibly the illustrator of her latest work, Kiss of Death Ditties. We're just waiting for BEKA to come back on, but we're going to talk about this later in the show. But this is BEKA's latest work, her book. There she is. We were talking about you behind your back.
Disappear, but I'm back. Hi.
Hello.
Oh, you're talking about this? I have my copy too.
Yes, yeah, we have both of our copies, you know.
Backwards.
Upside down.
Yeah,
you can do it.
yours
You know.
is coming up right side and mine is showing backwards to me. Oh, well.
No, it's right. But this is it. This is Kiss of Death Ditties. Talk to us about where this came from. If anyone's now, number one, you can get this on Amazon. BEKA's gone, but she'll be back in a moment. But if you go on Amazon.com, female written book, female illustrated book. So it's all girl power in here. Definitely girl power. And BEKA's going to talk to you about the book. And I'll read it from the back. It's got this awesome. Oh, yeah. She's back.
I have no idea what's going on, but
Don't either.
yeah. Actually, the back of the book is a very fun story. It just keeps losing.
It's when I log on. I'm not going to log on.
Okay. So this is a drawing my artist did, and her name is Valenka, aka Valerie Fashman, and she's currently living in San Francisco. She drew it, and I said the head was too big, and she was just going to toss it. I went, oh, don't toss artwork. Oh my gosh, don't toss that. I'm sure I'll use it. And of course, it made a perfect frame, right, for the back of the book. So the book came out of heartbreak. So while it is very devious and very awful, it actually comes and helps a really good place. Oh my God, why did you do that one?
It just happened, right? And we know, right?
Did you leave it up? Open. That story is actually my ex, who this book is responsible for. Yeah.
And
So,
see, it just so happened that I opened it, right? Isn't that weird?
That's pretty interesting. That's really interesting. So yes, that drawing is what made this whole entire book possible. So thank you to my ex.
Hey, sometimes, serendipitously or synchronicity wise, people, they help us create. And, I'm going through a lot of things with, distributors and stuff now, but, these things we have to either overcome or put into our artwork. And you did it. I mean, people could get this on Amazon.com. And, that was the inception. These are kind of like, stories of revenge and, kind of noir stories. Talk about those.
Right. Well, they are revenge. And actually, I did a lot of research, and I couldn't find the other book, but I may loan this to you because I think you'll enjoy this.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah, I'd love to read that. I think
you'll really enjoy this.
Yes.
I actually did a lot of research on ways to get revenge or kill people or what have you.
Cannibalism. Albert Fish would be proud.
Put him up in a stew. Exactly. But I did a lot of ways. So I would carry around a little spiral notebook and write. And believe it or not, I have enough for a sequel. I had a lot of friends who said, "Hi, did you use this way yet?" Or, "Hi, I would really like my boyfriend to die being eaten by a lion." Okay, let me see what I can do about that one. So it helped a lot of females, even way after their own fact, get their angst out. So, right.
I'd rather them do it this way, right? Do it this way than poisoning or killing them in real life, right?
Exactly. Now, this is one of my favorite drawings that my artist did. That DC McAuliffe, who
yes,
is doing the finishing touches on the audio of the book, and it's going to have great sound effects and really cool little music.
Yes, so look forward to that. Everyone listening, there's going to be also an audio version of this read by you, right, BEKA?
Right, and a couple.
Okay, but we want to see that though. People. But show that to us. But yeah, keep an eye out for that too. That's coming. Oh yes. Oh yes. We like our voodoo dolls.
Right. So it is. All he ever said was, "You won't and you can't. Never, sure, honey. Go right on ahead." Into voodoo I began to delve and chant. 6 months later, kiss that doll. He was dead.
Yes, I love it. The writing is exceptional. The artwork is exceptional. Hey,
there's my illustrator.
I didn't mean to do that. I don't want to be seen.
Let's see. I don't know if I can do anything about that. Let's see.
You're seeing.
I can undo it.
You can block it. You can block it with something like that.
There it is.
But now she's gone. Yeah.
She's gone.
Oh, anyway. But yeah, you'd have to block your camera. Yeah, she's gone. She'll be back. But if anyone wants to come on with just audio, what they have to do is like block their camera or something. And then we could still hear you. But you could put something up in front of it.
Block the camera.
Yeah.
Val, if you hear that, put a.
Yeah, just put something. Hey, there we go.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
This is sort of or old new tech. I've never had to do this. The Zoom world is a different place. Anyway,
thanks for joining us. We love your work, and we'd love to talk to you more about the exceptional illustrations for this book.
I just came in, so I don't know what you've been saying about me. Oh, you like that one, huh?
Oh, we like that one. We like the stew. We like them all. The revenge tales. And I was just telling BEKA, I would rather people get their kicks this way vicariously than poisoning and killing in real life.
Well, that was almost precisely what I said, because we all think about doing this stuff, but I don't want to go to prison. That's not actually the way I should put it. I don't want to kill. That is probably, this is a very serious note, but that's probably the only person. That is probably the only black man who is killed in that book.
Interesting.
All the rest. I just realized that this year because, what's going on. Lots of redheaded, I have to say, lots of redheads die in this book.
Why
Don't
the
know why that is. The only thing
It's like Hitchcock.
yeah, that's
blondes, right?
well, he's kind of a ginger, yeah. I mean,
I showed the picture of my ex.
Oh yeah, Juan.
well, okay, so we have one Latino guy, but no Asians die in this book. Oh, really? Okay, we're going there.
We are all inclusive in the next edition and have all races murdered.
Well, I mean, they're just slight representation. I was thinking about that. I was like, is this a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah, two pages.
Yes.
Did
you tell the story?
No.
You tell the story.
He just now showed this one. You can tell.
Yeah, you could tell.
No, the problem is I didn't remember the story till she told me like yesterday. So tell. Go ahead and tell. You tell.
There are two stabbings, and when I put this book together, I tried not to have anywhere near remotely the same killings together, or 2 lines next to 2-line ditties next to 10-line ditties. And she showed me this drawing, and I thought, oh my God, why do they look so similar? And she said, I said, it's like they're in the same position, but one's the front and one's the back. And she goes, oh, I used tracing paper. It made me laugh so hard. And I said, I have to format this to be the center of the book.
Yes.
Because it's just too perfect.
It is.
So it's
great.
the only place in the book where there are 2 killings together that are similar.
Great work.
It works.
So great. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys did a great job. We talked about the voodoo doll before, Val.
Oh yeah, that was actually one of the easier ones to do. A lot of that stuff I did like between art modeling gigs. Like, you probably haven't. No, you haven't heard any of this. Yeah, I was an art model for a long time, and so. You have to do like 3 gigs a day to be able to make it. So I'd be on the train. Yeah, that was probably done on the train. That one is, oh God, I'm a little embarrassed about the quality of that one. But, I believe his butt was the point of that. So I like that, though. That one's nice.
Yeah,
Not that I've ever seen one.
Even if quick sketches, they're beautiful. I mean, they're very detailed. Yeah. There's depth. I mean, they're amazing, and some are simple and get the point across. I mean, there you go, right? Some revenge.
That's another one that was definitely done on the train.
Looks great. She hit him with a baseball bat. Take that.
But you can see it going. The shadowing of all the bats of how many times she's hitting him.
Yes. Yes, I learned how to do movement.
Works perfectly.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's movement in here. There's, composition. I mean, you guys did a great job. So thank you. And hopefully, again, this is on Amazon and hopefully you'll see more sales from it. And we have to do another edition and look forward to BEKA's voice, version, the audio.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And then there will also be a Kindle one, but I think that's going to, when we can get together to get some help with that, it'll be fine. But between you being able to and gracious enough to write the forward for me, I knew this was a good partnership and fix, but I had no idea that you would see the correlation and publish it.
Yeah. No, I mean...
So thank you, because 2 peas in a pod us.
Yeah.
Me the real serial killer, me the fake serial killer.
Yeah, right. But, and that's what I did when you had first talked to me about it. And then when I read it, I thought, wow, this is just too good to be true. It's, it's like, the true crime films that I've studied. And from a female perspective, and it's all female driven. And, again, you're both extremely talented. So thank you for that.
Aww.
Thank you, Val.
Thanks, Val.
Well, I noticed that the eye of Kiss was modeled on what you're displaying right now, BEKA. There you go. Oh, wait, I put a little beauty spot on there. Yeah.
Okay.
My lips, your boobs. I don't know.
Yeah, but again, I'm sure, I think anyone male or female that reads this would identify with. So I'm sure there are a lot of guys who are like, yeah, I did that, and I'm kind of sorry I did that to this girl, or maybe not. But again, this is for, kind of all ages and
I did it with every demographic.
Right.
I did it with every demographic, and almost everybody has definitely chuckled.
Yes.
There
And
are
at
also
least the reviews we have so far, people enjoy the wit, the wryness, the clever, whatever many of the reviews are saying. It's wonderful. So it definitely has a niche, and I'm just glad that Val, who was in art, but we met in theater.
right.
We've done lots of theater together, and she and her husband, who live in San Francisco right now, and they do a lot of that, and she even tours vocally and sings as well.
Awesome.
So we both come from singing art backgrounds.
Pretty
so.
similar, yeah. I'm trying to remember. I remember that you saw Gallimaufry, right? That was where the first time we saw each other, right?
Right.
Yeah.
you go.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And we actually did. What was that? Lovers and Keepers.
Lovers and Keepers.
That's
yes.
the show that we did together. I love that.
Maria Irene Foreign.
You got mine autograph, but that's personal.
Me too.
Yes, I'm sure and
You.
And I have what nobody has, which is the illustrator.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Now I have to send her mine.
We traded, she and I. So
Feel free.
right.
Address the book. Address it. I'll sign it. I can do calligraphy if you need me
Yes,
to.
I'd love to send it to you because I'd love both your signatures on this. So one day I will, get it to you. But with the post office, you might get it next year.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But thank you so much,
We're
Vel.
hopefully traveling to San Francisco and doing a signing and meeting.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That
Becca
sounds
had
fun.
a signing, and that was a success at the coffee shop. There were a lot of people there. We had a great time. DC McAuliffe, who's worked on my films as composer and show, and we're all working together and helping each other. So, anything you want to say about the book, Val, before we part with you?
Oh, part with me. What are you going to do? How are you going to part with me? Actually, Becca, I just thought of a bookstore. Our neighborhood bookstore, we know the owners, and we've actually done we do Beckett. We do, it's called Bird and Beckett. Anyway, I just plugged them. But they might be interested if you can make it out here. If you can make it out here, doing an event.
We'll figure it out. We'll get back out there.
Think about it. Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right, thanks, Val.
I'm gonna get out of your hair and just listen. So
Thank
I'll
you so
talk
much.
to you later.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
That was awesome. Yeah, it was nice for the artist to, and again, Amazon, everyone, you must have this. If you love gory and, the author of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, these are cute stories that, all ages, male and female, could enjoy. It's great. But, I think we should, backtrack and go all the way back to the beginning. And, actually, Becca and I met when we were working on H.H. Holmes, America's First Serial Killer. Hey, what's up? Becca, your friend?
Yes. She is a podcaster and a longtime friend in Austin.
Austin, Texas.
And
Yes, we
before
love Austin.
COVID hit,
Yes,
right?
thank you.
We were going to be doing a podcast in Austin when COVID hit.
Yes.
So, but we're going to rectify that in a different way.
We're going to be doing a show really soon, for sure.
Nice. Yeah, and how do you guys know each other?
Jesus Christ. That's a whole nother show.
We don't have enough time.
Yeah, we're talking about this
Yes.
show. We're not talking about how we meet.
See, she's already got her copy, right?
I do love the book. I am so excited to have Becca on my show one day, definitely doing something live in Austin. And I just thought I would just jump on and just pay some great homage to this wonderful woman. I'm so glad you have her on.
Thank you so much.
And so
Thank
I'm so
you.
surprised you guys don't have where we can comment and just like give us some love.
Yeah.
Well, no,
The left side, it's a weird, kind of app. But yeah,
It
there's
is.
if you look on the left side, there's like you can put comments, but I don't know, it's always
okay.
tech issues. But we're glad you got on. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to show this because Yolanda is a podcaster, and her show is Eatin' and Sippin' Locally.
Eating and sipping locally. Everyone
And
check
so
it out.
when we-
Where can they find out
Right,
about
when
your
we do
show?
our show-
Where is it?
Right. Going to be
Spotify,
doing stuff about
iTunes,
food.
everywhere. I'm also on Instagram Live every other week.
Good. Eating and sipping
So
local.
you can find me eating and sipping
Yeah.
locally. But what was you mentioning there on,
Yeah,
on
the
that
Valentine's.
page there?
Oh, I was just mentioning food because she's a food
Nice.
person and that's her genre. That's how we're tying in the book with what
Nice.
she does.
Yes.
So it's always a marrying of networks.
Yes.
And you have to figure it out, and that's women helping women, and
Yep.
love it.
Artists.
And
I
food
really love
always
it.
brings people together.
Oh, yeah.
And it also does a really great way of killing people off.
Very
as well.
true.
So,
A lot of female poisoners out there. I'm sure there are many in the book.
I'm sure there's some male.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Yes. But women are smart because they know it's like I don't have to touch them. I could just put this in there and they're gone. I don't even have to strangle them, shoot them. It's clean.
No, just like slow death. Make it
That's
super
right.
ridiculous.
That's right. Hey,
That's what I love about.
they deserve it.
That's what I love about. Yeah. That's what
I just want to add that her husband is still alive.
Okay, good.
So,
Okay,
we're
good.
gonna
Still, yeah.
Well, yeah, because he does all the cook. Well, because he does all.
Well,
the
there you
cooking.
go.
He does all the cooking, so he's safe.
Awesome.
But we're definitely. I'm looking forward for you coming on and hanging out
There
with
you
us
go.
on our show, and having some wine and some good food, and talk about Kiss of Death, huh?
Nice. I'll check you out
The way to do
online
it.
on
Oh,
Eating
can
and
hardly
Sipping
wait.
Locally. I'm going to find you, and then I have another friend to bring you as a contact, Yolanda. So we'll talk about that too. Thank
I
you
love
so
that.
much.
Well, I'm going to sign off. It was a pleasure talking
Thank
to
you. Great meeting you.
Okay,
Yes, thank you.
Uh-huh.
There you go. Your supporters are out there. Austin, Texas. That's awesome. And worldwide, actually. I mean, this book, Kiss of Death Ditties, is published on Amazon worldwide. U.S., UK, other countries.
Right. Yep. Yes.
And we're working on the Kindle and the audio version. So we have a lot in the works. COVID has put a brief pause on things, but like you said, we're starting to create art. We're starting, to come out of do things safely and cautiously, and it's great. Clarence Goodman's trying to get on. I think I see him. He said, "You're blonde now." Well, she's like, I think it's green neon.
Well, it's actually called. I haven't worn this wig since I played a hooker. Oh my God, can I say?
Oh, you
that
could
loud?
swear on here. Yes.
No, hooker. Well, I didn't swear, but yeah, it's called Lemon Drop. And actually, our production girl on Something About Henry, Debbie Crusoe, gave this to me as a
Well,
gift.
that's the other thing.
So-
Talk about if no one is, has seen Something About Henry. I don't know if it's distributed on any platforms yet, but talk about that. It's a short film that, you had first performed locally in Chicago in theater, and our friend Paul Burrell wrote it. Talk
Right.
about how that began.
Right. It was a monologue show that was written. Paul Burrell called me up and said, or emailed me and said, "Would you be in a Christmas monologue show, or would you like to?" I said, "Sure, why not?" He goes, "I've written something for you. I'm sending it right over." Now you know the character, so you know what I'm talking about. So I get it, and I was in shock. I went, "This is the first thing you write for me? And this is what you write?" And his answer was something like, "I just want to see how far you can go." He'd already seen me in a bizarre production. And as you know, that woman is about as far out as somebody can be. And so a couple years later, it took really 2 years to get it all together and figure it all out and line up with you and see if it was something, because it was out of your realm, but you also thought the script was great. And she's just a terribly, terribly afflicted woman. And you don't find out till the end of the 12-minute short why she is the way she is. So it was very moving piece to do. And Paul's an excellent, excellent writer. So the three B's here: Borowski.
And that's the thing. It's a touching piece. I think, what was the end length of that? Was it 8 minutes or 13 or 15?
No,
about 12 minutes.
About 12
and it's funny, it's touching, it's sincere, it's moving. It's something that I think a lot of people can relate to. And we filmed it at the famous L&L Tavern, where John Wayne Gacy had visited and Jeffrey Dahmer was there. I had been there recently, and the owner Ken said Dahmer sat right there in the corner and looked across the street at the young guys at Dunkin' Donuts. So it's kind of a creepy vibe, this old dive bar. But if the dive bar fit your character perfectly.
I know, and it worked out. It's that everybody, and I knew Kenny from years and years and years ago. So it brings everybody together. Everybody you meet along the way in your journey, somehow it fits in where you meet them, and then it fits in years later, and you don't know how. So speaking of fitting in years later, do you want to say when you met?
Yeah, I'll set it up. So when I was producing H.H. Holmes, America's First Serial Killer, the documentary, early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, I needed an actress to play the voiceover part of Mrs. Peitzel, whose three children had been murdered by H.H. Holmes. And she had to go on trial on the stand and talk about, how she never saw her kids again. It's heartbreaking. But that had to come across through the voice, because I had some footage of the actual courtroom where the trial was held in Philadelphia, and I had some newspaper, sketches, but there was no power to it. So I knew I needed a great voice talent. So, what I did was I put an ad, and I think Performing or one of these, Perform newspapers, actor performance papers, the Reader. And I had said, I'm looking for, yes. Oh, that's a while back. That's when it was a large newspaper, but local Chicago paper, The Reader. And I said, I'd like an actress for this part. Her children have been murdered. She has to be distraught on the stand. So call this number and leave a message crying. And I would come home from work and hit beep, some of them would be like, ooh, and again, I was listening for the most authentic and powerful performance, and that's how we met. I chose BEKA because hers blew me away. And if you listen to H.H. Holmes, which has been seen worldwide, millions of views, at one time it was #1 in Chicago on Netflix. And Netflix, it's no longer on Netflix because they kicked us indies off, like Amazon is doing now. But that's a whole other story. But you did a great job with that. And, it was just amazing. And we've been, inseparable since. We've shot numerous short films together. We'll get to, why I call BEKA my scream queen when we've worked on these short films before. But, how was that experience for you with H.H. Holmes?
Well, it was really funny because I didn't even really think about it. I went, okay, well, I don't have to cry in person. So it's not worried about how much tears are flowing down my cheek. Okay, dial up. Oh my God, dial up. Oh my God, did I just say dial up? So
it's not age, it's experience, BEKA. It's experience. We have experience.
It was a push button. I'm sorry, it wasn't dial, it was push button. But still, so this is the days of answering machines.
It was an answering
right?
machine. I remember it was one of those square answering machines.
Right. So I call up and I thought, so I call up and I say, hi, I'm calling about the ad in the paper, and I don't know why I'm answering it, but I don't know why I gotta answer it. I just gotta answer it. And And I went, bye, thank you for considering me or whatever. And I go,
Now, believe me, there are millions of people out there that have seen it, and then just hearing that, they're like, yes, I remember that part. There are people that say, hey, H.H. Holmes, I watch it before I go to sleep, and it lulls me to sleep. That's a compliment to me, but they're hearing your voice, It doesn't put them to sleep, but they love listening to your voices on it. They do. And that's a compliment that, hey, if they watch that every night, there must be something special about it. And it's that audio, your voice, Tony J's voice, and the sound and the music and, kind of like what you're doing with your audio version of Kiss of Death Ditties. You're making it like an experience.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I hope GC is enjoying it right now as he's putting the final touches on for the master. I think he's,
if anyone, needs a film composer or someone to work with artistically, music-wise, DC McAuliffe, he's worked with us before. He's worked with me on Serial Killer Culture and my TV shows, and he's great.
Yeah, he did a wonderful job on Something About Henry, and it just made it the finishing touch. So yeah, he's very in demand, and I'm sure once we all get back to some sense of normalcy, but definitely.
Yeah, because he actually did the music for my short film Mime Time, and the background to Mime Time is there was a film series called The A to Z of Death, I believe, and they were having a sequel, so they had an open call for the letter M as in Mary. And I said, okay, let's do this. It had to be 3 minutes, no longer than 3 minutes, but you had to do something with that letter. So I'm like, okay, well, let's do a killer mime. And Mime Time. And, so it's all about this, guy who heckles and makes fun of a mime and throws tomatoes at him. But BEKA's in the end for the big reveal. And that was her first, opportunity to be the Scream Queen. And that's why I call her my Scream Queen. We were filming early in the morning at my cousin's apartment, and she had to scream her lungs out, and it was an apartment building, and you would have thought someone was being murdered. We only did like 2 or 3 takes because we were worried, right?
Oh yeah, no, your cousin came down and said, my God, she is so loud. You are going to have to shut up. Stop doing it. And what's funny is, to me, I don't even know I'm screaming in this, right? I don't find out till I get to set. And you said, oh, by the way, BEKA, can you scream? And I looked at you and I went, I don't know. And you didn't want some, little girly high-pitched,
real,
scream. And I don't know where it came from, but the first take, I think you went, how many more of those do you have in you, or whatever. But yeah, that was very, very funny.
It was great, and then I'm not sure. I'm trying to think chronologically if we did Rough Crowd first, or I think The Portrait maybe. Worked together on both.
I think the Portrait was after
Rough Crowd. BEKA was also in a comedic kind of thriller short called Rough Crowd, but then we did The Portrait, which was about a haunted painting, and excellent screenwriter David Ho, who we're going to be working with in the near future when we could get together on our next project. We filmed that, and it had to do with this haunted painting. And again, at the end, I needed BEKA to scream, but at least this time it was in a house in Elgin, so it wasn't in an apartment complex. But it was still loud. I mean, you could hear it, and I edited it so almost like you could hear it outside. But I'm telling you, if you guys need a scream queen, BEKA's, your actor.
Well, my memory of that is by the time we got to the scene that was screaming, it was like 2 a.m. And the little girl on set who was like, what?
She jumped, right?
And oh my God, she was sound asleep in her chair, and she just, so just a couple other people just woke up and were, oh my God. Because
it's piercing, but again, that's a true scream queen. It's not a kid. It's like it has to come from deep inside. Yes, guttural and horrific,
right.
Because
right.
that's a true scream queen, So, we've been working together ever since H.H. Holmes, and you've been in other short films too recently. But something about Henry, to get back to that, award winning, right? It won awards from at least all over the world or the U.S.
I think only a couple were outside the U.S. And because, in festival world, there is not a lot for dark comedy. And so it won a best drama, and then it won a best comedy. Because as we know the story, it's both. It got nominations for writing, for Paul's writing, and some other awards. Oh, and I got 2 Best Actress. So that was it. It's nice even if someone doesn't see it, because this is, if we can find, doing distributorships for shorts is very difficult. I think you have to have a lot of them, and then if you do it as one large thing, then it's different. But yeah, it was very satisfying to have those. And
and I'm kind of going through the same situation you did on a larger scale with my Gacy project, to where it's like, okay, I only had a small amount of funding from a online fundraiser, which is what you did for Something About Henry. And, it gets to the point where it's like, okay, we've made this amount. Well, what do we do? And, it's always easy to say, well, let's wait. But, and then I said, let's just do this, and I filmed it, and I'm like, whatever we could do to get it made, I'll be there with my equipment. We'll film it. We'll make it. We got Kenny, we got L&L, we have you, we've got me and my camera, we've got extras. Let's just shoot the heck out of it. Right.
Right. And I worked with, and that's another thing with connections, you work with people that you admire, and even if they're not getting paid what they wanted to, when you have a lot of good people that you meet along the way, in the indie world especially, they'll give you the shirt off your back, their back. So it was gratifying for me to have the caliber of talent, even though they never said a line. They just had to be reaction. I mean, they got close-ups and stuff, but you'd have to see the flick to know why it's.
Well, yeah, and a lot of local talent. John McDonnell. There was I forget his name, but the gentleman that does the Hollywood cinema, he does like the beginnings. North Roberts. There were a lot of local, talent.
North Roberts. Right, and Beatrice Jamaica, who before COVID set in too, as you know, because we've approached you about it, that we have a future web series. So how everyone comes out of this, or if they're able to get donors for things anymore after this, it's a lot of safety on set and masks if you decide to do it now. But, most of us are just raring to get back out there. And I know Beatrice and I have had a few meetings. You have to keep going, though.
Even if it's little, yes, make plans. And even if it's, what people are telling me, and that's what it is, brick by brick. But, you got to build that wall, but you have to start somewhere, and you have to keep going, even if it's tiny bricks. But you're still, I've gotten back to Gacy where it's like, okay, we could film here at the L&L, or I could edit a little. Here's what I can do. I could send some emails, make some calls, set things up, and it's probably difficult for you as well, because you're a photographer, you do stills, you do headshots, you're a singer, so you're available, but it's very difficult now, so talk about some of these other things you do.
Oh, and speaking of singing, I have a little
that's awesome. Yes.
White Rabbit.
Oh, that's cool.
Teacup.
I love that. Yes, I love that.
White Rabbit. I'll be Queen of Hearts doing White Rabbit, people. It's going to be awesome.
It is amazing. I've seen some of, BEKA's, characterizations. I wouldn't call them costumes, cosplays. She becomes the character. And yes, she does these for different occasions, right? Mrs. Claus, Halloween's coming up, Queen of Hearts. Talk about all these characters.
Right. This is Queen of Hearts, and I hope to have a good Oh my gosh, I'm going to figure it
Tippi
out.
Hedren.
Oh my gosh. No. Oh, that was great. It was great. No.
Oh,
Disney-
Maleficent.
Disney-
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yes.
Got Maleficent. Yes. So this was the start. Again, before COVID hit, I went, all right, this is going to be on a perch. So we're going to be ready.
Well, and that's the thing,
Maleficent.
there are socially distanced occasions that are coming up, Halloween, and, you could still hire BEKA for some of these events if she's comfortable and if you're comfortable with it. Exactly.
Walk
Hey, you
by.
could walk by outside,
by,
driving.
driving.
Yeah.
So, come over. Oh, move that first. John, who happens to be here, but we are.
I've been sitting in the weeds.
This is not how we planned to do this. But, we do Santa and Mrs. Claus. So this year we are going to have to reboot that.
Yeah, so
too.
we're going to be a
There you
virtual Mr. and Mrs. Claus that will visit your family anytime that's convenient for you on a Zoom. And we'll get little
Awesome.
lists beforehand of what the children want. And we'll talk in advance with the parents and make sure the parents are present during the visit. And we'll do a little, drive-bys. We'll stop by and deliver gifts that we'll pick up. Or we might do some little cocoa chats just to get people excited about it in September and October. And we're thinking about maybe doing some little video vignettes throughout Chicago dressed as Mr. and Mrs. Claus in fall attire. Just to kind of get the hype, let people know
Love it. I love it. And that's great. Anybody out there that's listening, hit up BEKA and, John, Boss. It's going to be great. That's great. Again, we're doing what we can with what we have and being cautious. And but we can't stop.
That's
It's just, we have to keep going. So and you guys are doing it. Yeah, and congrats to you,
We just
Tom.
have to keep
Yeah.
reforming ourselves and rebranding ourselves. And
That's right. And we're doing it. So anybody that needs, Halloween coming up, events, special events, holidays, definitely hit up BEKA and John Boss because they're great as a team. Yes, they're great as a team, individually, whatever you need. They're phenomenal. And local Chicago, the burbs, they'll probably even travel to local states, whatever you like. Great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit us up on Facebook.
BEKA, BEKA, and John Boss like the boss. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Thanks, John. Nice to see you. Well, and that's the other thing, right, BEKA? We work with other local artists. We plug other artists. DC, John, Paul Baril, L&L Tavern. These are people that have embraced us, and it's good to have these collaborators and local friends and artists to help.
As much as the world is a selfie world, you can't do it by yourself. I couldn't do this by myself. I can't draw. I do other weird and creative things, but I can't do that. And I couldn't picture this book any other way without the art. It wouldn't make it. So, and speaking of making it, when people say, well, my gosh, you can't do any acting. You're not out singing anywhere. You're not doing headshots right now. I am, by the way, for anybody who wants to do them outdoors. I am COVID negative for 2 months. I have a piece of paper right here. How about that? I had no idea we moved to a different location with a camera, and look what I got.
Nice.
So,
well, and I have to say that, when we filmed them, when you did my headshots, the majority of those were outside. We did some inside as well, but the outside you shot, the shots that you filmed outside, actually near where you are, they were beautiful because, BEKA lives near this beautiful forest preserve and a bridge and water, and you could just hang out there and get some great shots. So if you need headshots, hit BEKA up right now because she could do it, as soon as possible, and you'll get.
Or strange music shots, or really anything, anything you can think of. In the meantime, to float my boat sort of here at all. I mean, obviously everyone knows on Facebook, if they know me, that, I do weight loss coffee products. I do CBD oil. I have a a private savings club that saves you on everything from travel to groceries. And I do a sanitizer that lasts 4 hours on my hands. So I don't fear going outside with that. But those are things that, you know, when you're doing nothing, you know, where's the money coming from? You can't do
that's
what
the
you're born
difficult
to
part.
do.
You know, when you know it's you feel stunted, but yet, you know, at least you're right, and whatever you could do, because when I was filming Gacy, it got to a point where, you know, when COVID hit, it's like, well, I still have to interview people. I still need to film more, but I couldn't. So, but now finally, within these last couple weeks to month, it's like, okay, well, I can do things. I can make calls. I can do emails, at least get on people's radar for the future or whenever, whatever, you know, to at least make those steps. And you're doing it. We're all doing it, you know. And that's all we could do at this point, you know. And we were talking earlier, and I was thinking, well, yeah, remember all the projects we did? Holmes, the 3 short films, Portrait, Mime Time, Something About Henry IV, and Rough Crowd. You know, the 4 short films that we've worked on together. But then we also filmed at Al Capone's grave. Talk about that. That was pretty cool. That was cool.
Oh, we did. Oh my gosh! And I don't think we're ever going to see that footage, but. It was so much fun because I had to smoke a cigar, and we had to actually be by the graveside, and I had to be this horrible mob boss woman smoking the cigar and stogie, and I only bought 2. And let me tell you, walking into the cigar store to get them, people are doing this.
Right.
What is she here for? And then I walked up to the cigar guy, and I said, I don't want a big, I want these like little cigarette. Do you have a little? And he just went like this. I said, and could you, I don't know how to, could you cut them or whatever? I know you have to cut them. And he was just, and then he shook his head like this, you know. And so, yeah, so we only had those 2 to work with. So we couldn't get it on those shots in between me going.
I think the outtakes were, we got to find the outtakes. Those were fun because I remember you trying to light it, smoke it, you were like coughing, and I'm like, here we are at Capone's grave. And, you know, it was just hilarious. I'm like, okay, take 5. And it wasn't you, because you're like a one-take wonder. Seriously, people, and I don't bullshit. She is a one-take wonder. When we film, the first take is like, okay, well, I guess we should do another one just to have another one. I mean, you know, that's how we work. And it's like, that's why I love working with you, because you're a true talent, and it's no BS, because it's like, I love working with you because I don't have to worry. I know you're in the character, you know, and, you know, one thing I do, you know, like about Hitchcock, but actors don't like it when they say, well, what's my motivation? And he replied, your paycheck. But, you know, I agree with him in a sense, because, you know, you could read this and know what these characters are like, right? You know what motivates them, right? It's revenge and jilted lovers. I mean, how can you explain that? You know this as an actor, you know what you're doing, you know, and that's why we get on set sometimes. It's like, okay, well, we're ready. I don't even have to tell you. You just do it. You're in character. Or, you know, I give you a little nudge, you know.
Well, that's very interesting because, right, when we did Something About Henry, we had, I think, 2 meetings. One, here's the script. What do you like about it? Do you want to do it? Second meeting, how many ways do you want to shoot it? Here's the bar, blah, blah, blah. The day of the shoot, you didn't do more than 2 takes.
Because it wasn't necessary.
Period.
Yeah. No, seriously.
Well, I thank you very kindly for the high compliments, and I look forward to when this big hullabaloo of the world is over, that we get back to Borowski stuff, and
we've got a lot of
Borowski and Brill stuff, and
the Beatrice Borowski BEKA project. We're working on that. We're working on another film project, Jesse Pomeroy, which was put on the side, you know, as I'm doing Gacy, but that's still, you know, on the table. We're still going to be with you as, you know, Jesse Pomeroy's mother, you know, playing her. And, you know, so we're still working on these projects. And then we have another short film with David Ho. It's written already. We just have to find another actor and location, and, you know, we could do it. And, you know, that we might even be able to do socially distanced, but we're doing it. And, you know, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So what's coming up next for
Right.
you? I mean, I know
Right.
it's hard to say, but you said you had auditions, but you're doing the characters, so anyone could hire you for events, holidays.
Right, that's pretty much it. If people want me to play characters, and I dress up in real life, I do it all the time. So doing characters is just adding just one more layer on top of what I already do. So it's a lot of fun for me. I look forward to, as I said, I do have a film coming up. It's I think a spy spoof. And I'm not sure, but I think I play an M type of character. I don't know. So I think it's going to be fun.
But recently we went,
I
I was grateful for you. We went to see the Tetrazzini.
Oh yes,
That was great.
John introduced me to that. So John Borowski. I mean, do you see the correlation of my life here? The Johns, the G's.
But when we when we saw that,
it's a wonderful show.
Great performances, wonderful show. But you do exactly what they were doing, and again, it's just amazing what you do and how you become these characters. And as we were watching that, we were talking about that. We were like, yeah, the Queen of Hearts. They're doing these things. And that's where you were thinking about that, and you didn't think of a song yet, where you were like, what song would be good? But, it's great, White Rabbit,
Right. Well, that was because actually that's something to bring up, because that's something that should be in the future. Paul Warshauer has Murders for Fun, and they are... he saw me in that Queen of Hearts costume. So he has plans for a show just based on seeing that costume. So that is actually one reason why I'm going to sing White Rabbit.
But it's amazing. I mean, when you see it, it is really lavish. And, again, how you become that character. It's not just throwing clothes on. It's how you become it, and your little touches that you add, little details, and it's amazing every time. Yes, I know. I noticed that.
And heart.
Yes.
The black heart, because I wrote this book. Everyone thinks I have a black heart, and I do. It's very
That's right. Be careful, guys, But, yeah, and I think it's just amazing. So Kiss of Death Ditties on Amazon worldwide. You could get it in U.S., Amazon, Kiss of Death Ditties. Amazing book. Definitely get it. You'll enjoy it. Great coffee conversation piece, great stories, short quips and great visuals by Valenka. I mean, just amazing. Congrats on that. And, we worked on that together. I published it, and, Becca asked me to write the forward, and I loved it. I mean, I'm like, yeah, of course, we're going to do this. Yeah. And I'm like, let's just do this stuff, because it's like, my mom always used to say, wait broke the bridge, is literal, but yet it's figurative too. And it's like, we could wait, but I'm a doer. And and we have this product, we have something about Henry, which you've garnered awards for. It's been screened in festivals, and I love working with you. And also, what's the best way to reach you? Facebook as BEKA, Becca? Package.
Right, it's Becca Jean on Facebook, JEAN. I'm on Instagram as Becca I Am, and my Twitter, I believe, is Artiste.
Great.
Becca.
And everyone check out, what's that name of the music video? We've got about another minute, but the music video is on YouTube.
It's Ain't No Sunshine. It's by Lavender Love, spelled LAVENDR LUV. It's a rendition I guarantee you've never heard. It's all a cappella, very dramatic, only with drums. The drums represent the heartbeat of the broken. And it's my drummer, Jarrett Tadji, very excellent. He'd never been in a video in his entire life, and he did a marvelous performance and just kept that steady heartbeat throughout everything. And it's pretty dramatic. It was actually filmed in a basement, this is good for you, of a hotel
Yeah.
that used to be owned by Bugs Moran in Andersonville. And you go down, and it's where they would drive in with their garage, into the garage, and do all their deals. So it was in the base of a swimming pool. And I'd heard that Lady Gaga had filmed there 2 months before.
Yeah,
us. So I was
that's amazing, and I hope that we get to work together on a music video in the future. We're talking about that too. So again, everybody go to Facebook, hit up BEKA Jean on Facebook, headshots, events coming up, whatever characters you want her to play. Kiss of Death Ditties on Amazon by BEKA and Valenka. This has been a pleasure, and thank you so much. Yeah, keep doing what you do.
Thank you, John.
And we're going to work together. So look out for our projects together, within the years to come. It's going to be great. Thanks, BEKA. Thank you so much. And this will be on YouTube as well. Thank you.
All
See
right.
ya.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.